Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is your guy Keenan Lambert, and right now I am seaside at a very socialistic development here in Cuba, El Estadio Panamerica. Let's take a look. The stadium is in rough shape. Quite rough.
This stadium was built as the centerpiece for Havana 1991 Pan American Games. For the 1991 Games, Havana would be the only nation with a standing bid, and therefore the winner.
Con el sonido de Abreu, La Habana se prende en fuego, con el tumbao que te mueve a ti y un sentimiento que ciego.
So I've seen the Cuban track team actually practice here on Instagram, and listen, these people are in fit. It's just too bad they have these sorts of facilities to work with, not a real state-of-the-art thing.
And those little dark spots on the ground are exactly what you think they are.
Smells bad.
These white elephants often remind us of prosperous times. Questions of what to do with these white elephants often plague planners for years after the conclusion of games.
From the roadway it looks a little bit beaten, but coming here and seeing it, it's in rougher shape than I thought.
Cuba has gone through a lot since the conclusion of the games. The special period would have began right afterward. That's where the Soviet Union collapsed and left Cuba to fight by itself.
See, for me, I could imagine a middle-aged Mr. Jefferson coming here to watch a track meet or a soccer match, and this place being, well done. Wow. At least the grass is cut nicely, at the very least. So a gentleman actually warned me about filming, so I think I'm gonna get my ass out of here. It seems at one point this was a bustling development, bathrooms all over the place, but everything is gone. See, unfortunately here they don't have the modern stuff, right? By modern stuff I mean bathrooms, proper bathrooms. So it seems like people are just shitting all over the place. That hole there where I just came in through, or exited through, smelled like old shite, but dried shite, so it wasn't as bad. Oof. Okay, so there's dung all over the place. I'm guessing that maybe they use this area for maybe cows to graze, because there's big dungs all over the place. So it's actually a really long way to town. Let me get going. I'm already sweating, looking crazy. Let's walk it out. Yes, for those of you maybe who've never been to the Caribbean, this is what real Caribbean lifestyle is like. This right here. See, they've got their water tanks. Okay, a lot of different crops that they're growing. Maybe some animals that I don't see any. All right. Got the nice little water tank. Got power coming from overhead. That's the type of lifestyle that I can live. Okay, how do you factor in kids and demanding wife into that? Who knows? But it's something that I'd like to do.
Whenever you have games, the positive thing that gets left behind is the Olympic Village. Let's go check out the village for the Pan American Games at 91.
Yo, it's actually kind of nice out here. Right, it's definitely socially built housing, but this is the nicer stuff, maybe the newer stuff.
In Cuba, early 90s, yeah, that's new.
So this area has been constructed out of farm, okay, Via Pan America. A little development here. If you close your eyes, open it again, you may be like, hey, I'm someplace in Europe that's hot as hell. Alright, there are different government stores here. I was actually looking in a government-owned store just now. Didn't want to film, but everything is in dollars. What the hell? Just when I thought I've tried all of their socialistic beers here, I found something else. From Havana. It's called beer. Let's try it. I don't know, it tastes familiar.
For those of you that like those heavy beers like Beck's, you'll love this one.
It tastes very familiar. I don't know why. See, this place gets so few tourists that I'm able to float around and not be bothered here. People are looking at me like, yo, what's he doing? Unusual in these parts.
So this neighborhood, Via Pan America, over 30 years ago, would have been home to different teams from all over the Americas. Argentines, Americans, Canadians, various Caribbean nations. Why can't Cuba take this model and replicate it all over the island?
You know, when they first constructed this place, I wonder how shiny and nice it looked to some of the Cubans that were coming from the worst situations. Because as we know, right, that's what this whole revolution was about. It's about giving certain people a chance, right? Certain people did not have housing. They're living in shanty towns, and then they were moved out of their situation and given places here in socialized housing. But how long does gratefulness last? Maybe a generation and a half? And then people start getting fidgety. Right? That's when people start criticizing, start protesting, and then they end up moving to Miami or Madrid. Okay? Some cases they protest with their feet as opposed to with their mouth. Okay, right? And you have these little community gardens growing God knows what. Just randomly rolling through the projects. Can't necessarily do that with a camera in the States without having a little bit of a problem. We're doing it sin problema aquí. Mr. Jefferson's son, if you remember, lived out here before he ended up migrating, and Mr. Jefferson would never hear from his son again. Who knows if his son made it or sunk in the middle of the ocean. So in these little shops here sell everything that people need. They kind of all sell similar products to convenience store type places, right? Convenience store, convenience store, convenience store. All right, there's a lot of different convenience stores. Yeah, and actually maybe a liquor store or two. See, burning garbage in places where maybe you don't have the most landfills is normal, right? But you know, in Jamaica, where I'm more familiar with, when you burn garbage, there's kind of like a sweet smell to it. Here, it smells a little bit chemically. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. And they're burning garbage because pickup is not as regular as it should be. Soy turista, solo caminando. Solo caminando, soy turista. Yo, if you want something here in Cuba, you gotta come out to these satellite towns, okay? You cannot deal with the Central Havana types. Or maybe you can, you just gotta find the right one. See, those are the Cuban projects we're used to. Not this cute red brick stuff on the main avenue. The real ish. Nice little walk. Time to go. I like these little satellite towns. Alright guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna get into the shade, into a bathroom to shower. Thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you guys in the next one, where it's 90 degrees again.
Oye, Keenan Lambert en la casa. Dale. Desde La Habana a hacer en la calle lo que te da. Con la cámara en la mano, el flow no se queda atrás. Rompiendo la plataforma, subiendo como la espuma. Cada video que montas una bomba que detona. Tienes a la gente activa pidiendo más de tu zona. Keenan Lambert. Duro, duro, nadie te frena. Con tu